First and foremost, I'm going to say all honor and praise be to Yahweh Shemel Shai, Bashem Kadash, double honors unto the apostles and elders, the GreatMillStone, and shalom to the sincere elect out there, teaching out there, and the hours and Bibles and truth and sincerity, man. Man, I just saw a few articles out there, man, and it basically shows, man, America is just being totally isolated, man, from the EU and countries that it actually had under its wing, man. Now you have countries like India, you know, even talking shit now, man. Brother, we're not going to, you know, talking shit. But I have two articles, in fact, so I'm gonna read a few bits and pieces. This is from RT. It says EU warns U.S. Commerce Department of counter measures if car tariffs are imposed. The EU has warned the U.S. that by imposing import tariffs on cars and car parts would harm its own automotive industry and likely lead to counter measures by its trading partners of 294 billion of U.S. exports. The EU said in a 10-page submission to the U.S. Commerce Department sent last Friday that tariffs on cars and car parts were unjustifiable and did not make economic sense. They're like, bro, it don't make sense what you're doing, man. Just being. See, the thing is, man, Trump's personality epitomizes the whole country, man. It's proud, man. You know, but the EU now are just saying, look, man, this shit don't make no sense, man. Right? And by having such action as these, they'll just start saying, look, why are we gonna even trade with you? Why are we gonna import any of your goods? You know, and these small, you know, articles here and there and things as such is playing a part in them hating that war, man. To a point, come they're like, fuck it, let's just set this bitch on fire, man. You know, this is this is a third article, man. This is Russia can spearhead super OPEC alliance to dominate oil market and limit U.S. influence, man. America's being fucking isolated, man. You know, isolation is important to this prophecy taking place. They're gonna be fucking isolated, and one day they're just gonna get rushed, man, by the missiles, man. It says the U.S. is asking countries to put pressure on Iran by thwarting its oil industry. Such tactics can backfire, leading to producers like Russia could form a group to control the oil market without Washington, man. It's the same names. It's all the same names coming up in prophecy. Babylon, Gog, Magog, Persia. Like, we just read the sentence, and all three of them have been mentioned. That's how you know the Bible's true, man. And it only says these are hate the whore. You know, he ain't just like, oh yeah, man, I hate her. You know, let's blow up. No, it's tensions that build on through these deals, man. You know, Apostle Tar says, yeah, a man might be upset if you take his food. He'll be really angry if you take his bitch. But if you take his money, head gone fall, man. Head gone roll, bro. And that's what's happening, man. You're saying don't trade oil with Iran. It's cheaper for the country and it's closer. It's much closer than you. And you're like, no, we're gonna put some paperwork on this. That's why they're gonna be like, man, let's blow up this nigga, man. But let's read on the article. Russia and Saudi Arabia. Well, I thought Saudi Arabia was cool with America, man. Russia and Saudi Arabia want to invite all OPEC members to create a permanent alliance, the Super OPEC, in which, of course, these countries will take the lead. For Russia, this is an undoubted advantage, and Saudi Arabia can play the role of a long-term partner and ally. Ally against who, man? You know? Hey, bro, if you want to chime in, you can, man. You know? In such an alliance, countries can pay less attention to U.S. pressure. Like, who is this guy? Because these countries account for 1/5 of all oil produced in the world, she notes. This will automatically ensure control of the oil market and the security of interests. This is why Russia should not make concessions to the U.S. in isolating the Iranian oil sector because of Washington's hostility to Russia and other countries like China and Iran, Venezuela, or Turkey. I would not be surprised if the countries from America's blacklist will begin to make friends against Washington. Ooh. Come on, bro. You got a scripture?
Yeah, this is Joel 3:9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears." And this is the point. Let the weak say, "I am strong."
Yeah. Yeah. Because that trade, what? Applies to strengthen the economy, applies applying to strengthen the partnerships with different countries.
Yeah,
and within strengthening partnerships, you get more equipment to actually help the actual cause.
Yeah,
you know, because if you have an alliance, you need to protect that with some force, right? EU have their thing happening, so they protect that by force. So if you fuck with one country, you fuck with all of them. And now countries that ain't cool with the States are like, all right, you want to push us into a corner. We gonna make friends now. Countries even in the EU are getting upset because Trump's trying to impose the tariffs on goods.
Right.
Then eventually, what's gonna happen? Man, fuck this guy, man.
Yeah. Tension. If I can say this, tensions are rising, man.
Yep.
And that's why I brought that scripture out, through the Spirit, because the scripture says, "Let the weak say I'm strong." Now, what the brother said was, why are they gonna do trade deals with America if they, if they could do trade deals with Iran, which is like next door? And you got to think about the transportation costs. You got to think about fuel costs, all of that kind of stuff. And it's like, bro, the money that they're gonna be making from that, what they're gonna do with that money? Because we're coming into the times of war. It says, prepare war. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles. They're putting all of that money into their what? Their military. The time of the time of agriculture, that's done. They're fuck that. They want to put that shit into the look, man. Turn your pruning hooks into spears. A spear is a killing instrument. These nations are preparing for war, and there's nothing that they can do against it. Because why? It's prophecy. All of the weak is now saying that they're strong. So all of that money is being funneled into fucking the killing, into the sword. So that this World War III is inevitable.
Yeah.
And now we come down to the crux of it. The feathers of EU has been ruffled by Trump. And now what? You're having tensions between all these nations. Sooner or later,
fuck it, man.
They're going to hit the whore.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, DJ Trump that's been fucking up all the decks through.
Get Jeremiah 50:9 and get the Revelation 17 with they're gonna hit the bitch.
Oh yeah.
It says the US already tried to in 2013, discouraging the EU, China, and India from buying Iranian oil, but then conditions were different and related to the Iran nuclear program, and now it turns out the US wants to play a unilateral game. Basically, he wants to go and do his own thing while creating greater risks for the oil business, right? there's a point that it says. Let me just finish the article. Maxime Efroff, executive director from the ICBF, notes that the tides are changing and countries are creating alliances to minimize dependence on the US. The tides are changing.
Damn.
Countries are creating alliances to minimize dependence on the US. And are also ditching the dollar in oil trade.
So what's that saying?
That's why it's called the petrodollar, man.
That's it.
It only has value because it's in circulation when it's used in trade. One day they're gonna be like, look, shit, look, I don't need you. I don't need that. But why do I wait? Hold on. It's like it sounds off, but you don't have Jake, you drug dealer, and you got the man who works in the middle and the plug. You know what I mean? Like, fuck the middle guy now. I don't need you, bro. I go here. Why am I gonna work with you and you be getting a bigger cut? I don't need you no more. You know?
Yep.
It says, what did you say? Countries are, the tides are changing. Countries are creating alliances to minimize dependence on the US and are also ditching the dollar in oil trade. It is possible that Moscow's oil production will increase, but it will be purely for economic reasons, not because the US asked it. Well, yeah, they're going to make more money, but they're going to spend it on something. You know? Russia and Saudi Arabia will have the opportunity to increase oil production on their own. Since many OPEC countries are unable to boost output despite last week's agreement, said Mikhail Mashenko at the Analyst eToro, a social network for investors. Cooperation between the US and Russia seems unfeasible to him. It is difficult to imagine what concessions Washington is prepared for to make Moscow counter Tehran while retaining faith and compromising its economic interests, he said. Right? So basically, look, man, countries are going, look, what I understand from that article is that, look, countries are tired of your shit, man, and are building stronger bonds with each other. Yeah. And stronger bonds is what's going to isolate you, like, man. Like, if you have a school, man, and like a guy's a bully, bruv. He's a bully. He bullies everyone. One day, all the guys who are getting backed up and bullied are gonna be like, yo, he's doing that to you. Well, he did that to me.
Yeah, taking all your lunch money for years.
Yeah.
You know, backing you up on a school fence.
Yeah.
Always roughly, what you got for me? You know,
and shaking you down.
Well, the scriptures speak about what Esau ruling the nations in wrath.
Yeah, and it says in Open Down 1 and 3, thou greatly despised, man. You know, it started off with America. Have you got that?
Do you want Jeremiah?
Yeah, with 50 and 9.
50 and 9. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations.
Assembly is what, bro? An alliance.
That's it.
Which has a bond. If 50 guys are gonna stomp out one guy, it means the guy who's gonna get stomped out is what, bro? He's isolated. He's isolated. Go ahead.
Yep. And it says to come up against Babylon.
Against.
An assembly of great nations. From
an alliance.
From the north country.
Well, that's Russia. That north country is Russia. There's some north countries in the scriptures talking about America. But this north country is Russia, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, because in this particular verse, it already spoke about Babylon, which is America already. You know? Which would be considered the north country, but because it's already mentioned Babylon, that's talking about Russia. Okay, because when you look up the map, what's the utmost part of the north? That's Russia.
That's Russia.
You know? And it says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. Yeah? From thence shall she be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man.
What's that talking about? Some guy from Spain, he's doing some pull-ups and he shoots an arrow. No, in 2 Ezra 16 and 13 it says, the arrows shall be shot into the ends of the world, man.
Yep.
I don't care how many bicep curls you can do. You ain't gonna shoot no fucking arrow from Scotland to Congo. That's not happening, mate. Can't do that, brother.
Nope.
Go on.
It says, and none shall return in vain.
None shall return in vain. If you go more, it says more on there, you know.
Yeah. And it says, and the Chaldeans shall be a spoil.
That's America.
And all that spoil her shall be satisfied.
Satisfied, man. You know you got a bully at school, man.
Yep.
And he just says, fuck this, man.
Hey, like in you had Friday. Remember that film Friday?
Yeah.
You had Debo, always, you know, the town, the neighborhood bully.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, when Craig whooped his ass,
yeah.
You know,
everyone's giving a high five.
Everyone was clapping, you know, man. Giving a high five. Yeah, Debo, you got knocked the fuck out. You got knocked that bum here, Ezel. Yeah, you got knocked the fuck out, you know. And that's how America's gonna be, man.
So they're gonna be satisfied, man.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't nothing more satisfied than fucking up your oppressor, man.
Nah, for real.
Scripture even says that. You know, a man that, you know, sees fall of her enemies. And that's going to happen to Israel ultimately. But even his nations, man, they're going to fuck up America. But like, God damn, bro. Really, the only reason why these guys going to weep when America's destroyed is because it's a big consumer. But other than that, man, they're going to be alright, man. And then go into slavery.
That's right.
Go on.
Because you were glad, because you rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage.
Yeah, man, because you press the Israelites, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Because ye are grown fat as the heifer.
Yeah, man, you fat shit.
At grass, and bellow as bulls. And your mother shall be sore confounded.
Now that's UK.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know? Go ahead.
She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be as a wilderness.
Yeah, that's America, man. You guys are far out on the map, man. Go ahead.
And a dry land and a desert. Because of the wrath of the Lord Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate.
Look, and that ain't happened yet, but that is going to happen. Go ahead.
Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished.
Yeah.
And hiss at her plagues.
Yeah, because when everyone's seeing that great that you know when you're confused about that lake of fire, that's America, mate.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't no guy in hell. You tap dancing in a pink suit. You know? You know? It's hot. No, that's America, mate. Go ahead.
It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon.
Spare no arrows.
Round about. All you that bend the bow. Shoot at her.
What's that talking about, man?
It's the missiles, man.
Missiles, bro.
It's the missiles.
Go ahead.
Spare no arrows.
Look, if it's actual arrows, you telling me like a guy gonna get like an arrow, put some cotton on the top and light it up, and they're gonna burn the whole land. You need fuel for the fire, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You need fuel upon the ground. Yeah. Go on.
For she has sinned against the Lord.
What doesn't that say the same thing in Revelation 18? Come out of my people for sins have reached up unto heaven and be not partakers of the plagues. Go ahead.
And it says, shout against her round about.
Chase her out, man.
She have given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her. As she has done, do unto her.
That's right. Get out Revelation, man.
Revelation 17:16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast.
And that's talking about the EU, man. You know? That's talking about them. Go ahead.
These shall hate the whore.
Because if you go in the chapter, it says, these 10 toes are, these 10 horns are 10 kingdoms, you know? Go ahead.
And it says, and shall make her desolate and naked.
Naked.
And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
They're actually going to destroy her, they're going to expose her, which is happening now. What are you doing, man? But then they're going to really expose her by uncovering her and fucking her up, man. Go ahead.
For the Most High Yahweh have put in their hearts to fulfill his will.
The scripture says that the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he said, I'll stir up, you know, the kings, man. Go ahead.
and to agree.
That's why the scripture says, "I'll stir up the Medes against them."
Mm-hmm.
You know, the same way he gonna stir up the Medes, the same way he gonna stir up these 10 kings, bro. 10 horns. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it says, for the Most High Yahweh have put in their hearts to fulfill His will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High be fulfilled.
Yeah, that's right. So that's why they're currently, currently cool, man. In unison, until that time of destruction is appointed. Go ahead.
And it says, and the woman which thou sawest,
This is America,
is that great city.
that great city. So that church proves not talking about actual bitch.
Right, exactly.
It says what you saw represents the city. That means that not everything in the Bible is literal. You know,
Yeah.
Things can be a representation of something. So,
Yeah.
to them spears and them arrows is an instrument of war. Go ahead.
If I could say this as well, that great city, I mean, you got everyone traveling far and wide to go for that American dream. Why? Because, hey, America is known as the greatest city on the face of the earth, man. You know, that's why everyone wants to flock there. But when people get there, they find out it's not all that it's popped up to be. You know, it's a piece of shit. You know, and it says, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which is America, which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
And that's why everyone's getting upset, because everyone has to basically, really, America's practically untouchable, man. That's why it's the virgin daughter of Babylon, and it's been that way for so long. But soon is destruction gonna come. You got anything else?
Yep, Revelation 18 and 16, and saying, alas, alas, that great city, which was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught.
And that's gonna be a literal hour, man. You know that the Russia have fucking ICBMs who can get America in 15 minutes, bro.
Yep.
You know. Go ahead.
Every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailor and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning.
Yeah, because all these countries are ultimately going to be upset America's gone because they're the biggest consumers. But really, they're like, man, he's a consumer, but fuck him, man. You know?
Yep.
But I'm broke now, but man, fuck that nigga, man. At least he's gone. Go ahead.
Saying, what city is like unto this great city?
Exactly.
Yeah, like the brother said, man, that's the reason why these nations are going to be crying, because at the end of the day, they were making guap off of America. They were making money. You know, once upon a time. If I could jump to verse 3, it says, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And that's why they're going to be wailing, man. That's the only reason why, because they ain't going to be able to make that money no more. You know?
Shit.
You know? And it says, verse 19, and they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich, that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate.
That's it.
And I ain't talking about ancient Babylon, man.
Yeah, because it's still there, man. People take trips there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, this was written by John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos, and these were things which must shortly come to pass, which is after ancient Babylon. So we know that great city is talking about America today.
And even John in verse 1 from the Lord was telling them things that shortly might come to pass. It's telling them it's going to be in the future from even the time of John.
That's it.
Right. So hey man, we're gonna say, are you got something?
No.
With that, we're gonna say all praise be
to Yahweh,
Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone. Say Shalom.
Shalom.
1 sec.
What was that screaming?